I was burned in my pajamas when I was 7 years old. And by sheer happenstance, about 20 some years later, I moved to Boston from the Bay Area, and I met up with a group of parents whose children were severely burned and being treated at the Shriners Burns Institute in Boston. And so I ultimately became the executive director of a brand new organization, an advocacy organization, to lobby for flame-resistant pajamas up to size 14, which became a federal standard. And all of a sudden I got a phone call from Dr. Bruce Ames, and this is after I'd moved back to California. And he said, "Hi, I'm Dr. Ames, and I have this little test called the Ames test, and it's a screening test that gives probabilities of whether or not a chemical is toxic." The article, when it appeared, showed the world that there's this bad actor chemical in children's pajamas. And I think it was 3 months, the Consumer Product Safety Commission got rid of the chemicals. I started a campaign in the late 1970s to change the way cigarettes are manufactured so that they will self-extinguish and not cause fires. And the Tobacco Institute had hired a gentleman named Peter Sparber to be a lobbyist, activist, strategist to stop the campaign for fire-safe cigarettes. Anyway, Peter Sparber was my nemesis from 1981 until the Tobacco Institute was eliminated in 1999, 98, 99. And then it was about 2006 or so. Out of the blue, I'm living up in Sonoma County, I get a phone call from an Arlene Blum. And basically the conversation was, guess what? Tris is in furniture foam. We got rid of it from pajamas, but it's there in great quantities in our furniture. And we got to get rid of it. When Arlene and I first met and started working together on the flame retardant problem in furniture foam, there's this new phony AstroTurf organization, Citizens for Fire Safety. When it was investigated, one of the creators of this was Peter Sparber, who, by the by, is now working for the flame retardant industry. He left the tobacco industry, did a short stint working for the petrochemical industry. He came up with a slogan called "Climate Change is Junk Science," and then he went over to flame retardants. During one of the hearings in California State Legislature, the Sparber and others working with the flame retardant industry brought in the first burn surgeon to testify in favor of flame retardants being in furniture. And it was a Dr. David Heimbach. And Dr. Heimbach I had known for many years. And when he was leaving the hearing, I confronted him in the aisle as he was leaving, and I said, "Why are you doing this? You're working for the flame retardant industry and on their behalf to poison children. You should look at how to make furniture flame resistant by other means." However, a reporter, Trish Callahan from the Chicago Tribune, she did some investigation of one of the things that Dr. Heimbach said during the hearing, which was he had treated some child who had been burned in their crib, and if it would have been flame retarded, the burn injury would not have happened. Well, she looked at all the autopsy reports because he claimed this little kid died, and there was no such kid. He was so shamed for being a liar in public testimony in California State Legislature that he was basically expelled from the University of Washington Medical School after a long and stellar career in burn surgery. And so Sparber is one of the more evil people on earth. He's probably done more to harm our future than almost any other lobbyist I'm aware of. And we ultimately stopped him. It became a slow but steady process of educating a lot of policymakers, the general public, and so on. And voila, a decade later, and only a decade later, it's banned. I would just say that Arlene's DNA was made for being an advocate. That DNA that said, go climb a mountain. Because it takes that kind of passion and like bulldoggedness, energy, never giving up, that makes it happen. And I give Arlene kudos for doing what is almost impossible.